Montreal's luck when it comes to injuries has never been good. And let me tell you, it has not gotten any better now. Eric Engels just released a bunch of tweets today involving names who are still injured, new names who are injured, and all that jazz. So yeah, as all of you know, last year the Montreal Canadiens were riddled with injuries. At some point, they had almost a full AHL roster playing for them. How that was even allowed, I don't know, but it happened. Now, let me get into the injuries. So, Monahan has not been cleared yet. We all thought that he might have a chance of playing, but I think it's been almost ruled out now that he won't be there opening night. They said his physical shape has gotten better, but he hasn't yet been cleared to play. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. Hopefully he gets healthier soon, though, and he can get back into gameplay. Now, Jake Evans was reported day-to-day with an upper body injury. This could mean that he's fine tomorrow. You never know. I think this is a minor one. He'll probably be fine for the home opener. He's probably just going to sit out most of the preseason games and get healthier, and then he'll be ready to come back once the home opener, or at least a couple games after that comes. So yeah, I don't think there's nothing to be worried about there. As well as Josh Anderson. He is also day-to-day with an upper body injury. Same with Evans. I don't think there's much to worry about there. Don't really know where these injuries came from. It could have been during some training camps, during the offseason, who knows, or just underlying issues from last season that didn't get resolved. But yeah, he's probably going to be back home opener. That's at least what I think. I don't think it's anything too serious, especially since it's classified under day-to-day. On that note, moving on to a bit more of the bigger injuries / the ones that we didn't really expect. Now, Nick Suzuki is going to be out at least 2 weeks with a lower body injury. He was the only Montreal Canadian to play all 82 games last season. He didn't miss a single game, and I guess that may have paid a toll on him, unless he hurt himself sometime during the offseason. So my assumption is he just has some underlying issues from last season. Just needs a bit more rest. Hopefully it's only 2 weeks and he's back in no time. But if this is a bit more than 2 weeks, this is very unfortunate for the Habs because this is our number one center. And now another one, and the final one, is Edmondson, who is out indefinitely with a lower body injury. Now, as many of you know, he missed pretty much all of last season due to surgery, I believe. And now he's out indefinitely after resting during the offseason. We didn't really get clarity on what happened, but yeah, so all we know is that he's out indefinitely, which is not good news, especially since he's one of our 4 defense on the blue line. So what do all these injuries mean for the Montreal Canadiens? Let me tell you. So on defense, now with the absence of Edmondson for an unknown period, we are left with Savard, Matheson, and Wideman, and 3 other spots to fill. I do believe these will be filled by Guhle, xhekaj, and Schueneman, or I think Schueneman will come up because he did have some decent NHL experience last season, so I think they'll try to rely on him a little more to cover up. But there's still 2 other spots to fill out, and overall this just means our defense has gotten way weaker. Now, when it comes to the forward line, we are now missing Nick Suzuki, potentially Josh Anderson, potentially Jake Evans, and Sean Monahan has not been cleared. So, out of those 3 names, if none of them are there opening night, that is our first line center gone, a top 6, maybe top 9 winger gone, and our 4th line center gone. And no Monahan to replace. That leaves us with both Doc and Dvorak as our only centers that have played NHL games pretty much. So, if there's only 2 centers, that means someone's either going to be moved to center or we have to bring someone up. And I don't know who they'd bring up. Or maybe they'd just fill someone in from the wing for the meantime. But this is going to be a big thing for the Habs because without some main centers and some main wingers there, it's going to be tough for the Habs to compete. I know everyone wants them to be bad this year, but I think they believe they can compete. And their ultimate goal is to compete and do as well as possible because all they want to do is eventually get back to the playoffs. So they're not going to waste a year of tanking. Although that's what we really want, that's unfortunately not what they're going to do. But if you really want them to tank, you may be in for some good news because their lineup is even worse than it was now. And I don't think they're going to be winning many games without Nick Suzuki, without Yoel Edmondson on the defense, potentially no Sean Monahan for a while, no Evans and no Anderson. If those guys are missing for a bit, you better believe the first couple weeks of the season, we are not winning a game. There's no way. They're going to have Dvorak on the first line with Caufield and Gallagher or something. Like, it's not going to work. But on the bright side, if we do want to have a top 5 pick in the next draft, I think it's actually good for us to at least tank the first couple weeks of the season, even if that's not what the team wants. I think it's good for us because those extra couple losses will make up for maybe us winning in the future. Like if the team all comes back healthy and they actually start playing very well together, those extra losses that we got at the beginning of the season will be massive, and they'll help us a lot when getting a top pick. Anyways, yeah, so that's going to be all for my little Habs report today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't be afraid to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care.